Welcome back to the Alter Ego Bros. I'm Andy, that's Nick, and today we're going to be reviewing Scream fucking. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Our channel's literally dying. We could use some help. And every 100th like gets a free pick of one of us. Let's just jump into it with our score, shall we?
I think I should warn you real quick. I don't think you noticed, but the audience might have. We're on a timer right now, buddy. I just took some NyQuil, so we gotta wrap this up. Let's go.
Sounds good to me, man. I'm a reluctant 4 out of 10 on this one. I think that's on the high side, but I don't know what else to say.
I survived Scream 7, and all I got was this stupid poster.
I did not even fucking pick up that poster. I was like, no, I don't want that fucking poster.
I gave Scream 7 a 3 out of 10. I almost gave it a 4, but I think it became the very thing that it was trying to parody and make fun of with the original movie, and it was really sad to see.
This is a dying franchise and is continuing to die. It's been on its last legs. It no longer has legs. I think they're reluctant to get Courtney Cox to come back for this one. I don't know why. I think some actors are just struggling with money due to these high tariffs. Apart from that, the whole, the idea of Scream, and they threw an AI in here and the deep fake stuff. It's almost like Hollywood is trying to get ahead of the curve, but it actually ended up becoming just a pretty cringy cop-out. At least make it look like AI or a deep fake or somehow. But no, that was just the actor fucking doing his thing. So that's not AI. The twin thing I thought was ridiculous. I thought that was boring, especially when they revealed who they were. It made no fucking sense to me. I guess some fucking neighbor lady killed her goddamn son is what I got out of this movie and didn't give a shit about it. So the rest of the audience was a much younger crowd, 10 years younger, I'd say, or so. They were laughing and having a good time. So I think to them, this is their Scream 1. And to us, this is our Scream 7.
The Scream franchise has never really spoken to me. It's never been something that I've been interested in, like other horror movies like Alien or Predator, or even, like It. As much as you hate Stephen King movies, I think they did a better job of being more enticing of a watch. At least the premise seemed a lot more solid than any of the Scream ones. But where it came from was a place of parody, right? Where it saw all these classic tropes in the 70s and 80s slasher films, and it was starting to creep into the 90s. And they said, we're going to turn that on its head, and we're going to give you a slasher film that kills off the quote-unquote main character right away. That's what it was famous for. And then goes through, you have a character that explains, these are the rules of scary movies, and this is what they have to follow. And they break those going forward. And it's like a big middle finger to the horror genre, being like, yes, we can be different, we can be new. So it's really sad to see it come full circle and become the thing that it was hating on. And I think there was the institution guard guy, I don't remember his name, Carl or something like that. He ends up talking about, you thought Stu was real? You thought he was alive? You must be super stupid to do that. And he's like looking right at the camera to do that. So I felt like as an audience member, that was the only draw that they had for this movie. And then the movie told you that you were really dumb for believing that and for watching this movie all the way to this point. And it just is not very respectful of your time.
I'm just looking through my shit, and I'm looking at special effects, music, acting, cinematography. There's nothing in here that's just even worth talking to people about and them watching even our fucking video.
Have you ever found Ghostface as a character even scary?
So I knew about Scary Movie before I knew about Scream. So I always thought Ghostface was supposed to be a comedy thing, and Scream was a knockoff of the comedy.
From the people who had nothing to do with Scream.
Has it crossed your mind that your boyfriend was murdered and you're next? No way!
So I've always had it backwards in my entire life. So, but I associate it more with Scary Movie than I do Scream.
Yeah, I think that's a good point to bring up because I feel very similar. I knew Scream was a movie. I knew it was that Scary Movie was parroting off of that. But maybe because of that, I've never found the mask or the robe, especially the robe. It looks ridiculous when people are running around in that thing and they're tripping and falling. And it's like, this is not scary at all. I don't find any of this appealing. You've got like, what, a 6-inch knife? Most people have bigger knives in their kitchen these days than what he's wielding. And the fact that the main antagonist has just as much, if not more, plot armor than the protagonist is just a crazy struggle that you see them going back and forth with these blows, and it really seems to only affect one side. But these are just regular people. It's not a monster, it's not a ghost, it's not a demon or anything. It's just a person, and it's hard to take seriously when they don't get hurt and they keep getting knocked down and like come back up, but then somebody else trips and falls, and that's the end of them.
So cinematography is one of those that I was on the fence about, where I could have brought it down to a 3 and gave cinematography 0 points, because there were too many times where it could have alluded to some suspense or something along the lines of that, but there were too many times where the camera's like, he's over here, everybody. I'm like, cool. Thanks for telling me. Hey, he's over here now. Got it, understood. Hey, we're gonna go hide behind this pillar thing or whatever, and all of a sudden, like, we're just gonna have no idea where the fuck he went. It's like, maybe he's just around the other side like you just showed. Nope, he's not there. I'm like, okay, of course he's not.
Did you notice that how there were like a shit ton of cops, but also no cops at the same time?
Dude,
apparently they went to curfew too.
There's a million and one
funny
things, man. I realized I forgot to put it on our cheer list because it doesn't even fucking deserve to be there, but hey, it's a 3 out of 10. But don't just take our word for it. Let's hear what the internet has to say. And there it is, everybody. So an audience is an overall 6.5 out of 10, while the critics are 3.5 out of 10, which is, we're right on the money there, baby. I really do think that a younger audience is more gravitated towards this. It's just not a movie for me. It just simply is that. And I try to take that into consideration with my review, but at the end of the day, it's not a movie that I felt good when I walked out of the theater. So let's maybe take a look at a review from the audience that's pretty high, like a 10 out of 10, let's say. A return to the core. I went in honestly worried it might miss the mark, but I ended up feeling the opposite. To me, this is the closest the franchise has come in years in capturing the true Scream vibe and West style and energy. It feels much more in line with 2, 3, and 4 than with the last 2 films. The direction feels studied in a good way. You can tell there's a real respect for the original tone and structure. It's not perfect, but it genuinely feels like a return to the core spirit of the saga, rather than just another modern slasher with ghost face attached. So, I mean, just from the get-go and just what this whole comment's about is basically a return to the core. It really fucking isn't, especially when it said it's much more in line with 2, 3, and 4. That's not the core! The core is 1. Your turn.
I don't really know what to say about these because I believe 3 is like critically panned as well as one of the worst ones. Maybe not. I don't know.
We could look it up, but we cannot be bothered.
Can't be bothered. This was one that I knew that it was going to be kind of a slog to go through, and it did not disappoint on that end. It made me sick. It literally made me sick.
And on that note, thank you for liking and subscribing. Our channel's alive again, thanks to you. Really appreciate that. And remember, I'm just a regular dude doing regular reviews. Good night, buddy.
I got a cough.
I got a drink.
Get it done, bro. Just get it done. I can't even say that. Could you use any of that